Professional wrestling is a Broadway play for rednecks.
Yeah. All right.
Testicles, penis, and vaginas.
Keep in mind, Adam is not a regular. Well, okay, you're a regular on this show.
I really hope so.
My whole point of this was to get different hosts, different guests. I meant more different
Wait,
guests.
tell me what you called me earlier. Tell them what you called me earlier.
He is the Tom Hanks. I thought Tom Hanks was the most host on SNL, but no, you're Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin has hosted the most.
He did a lot of
SNL.
Oh.
But anyway.
The only Baldwin that matters.
Yes, exactly. This show that you are watching, and chances are you've been on this channel enough, you know what this show is. It is another round. It's all about friends sitting together, bringing topics to the table, finding more about each other and growing as people. I'm a little bit buzzed. I had too much to drink, and that's the point of the show. I'm continuing to drink. Now, there's a topic that's been burning inside me because the Royal Rumble happened in January. If you're watching this later, it's still pretty recent to me. The Royal Rumble happened, a WWE pay-per-view that I bought the network, again, just to watch. Now, my topic is more of a question to Adam, but I will fill in why I love professional wrestling. But I'm going to ask this straight to Adam. Why do you dislike professional wrestling?
It's just dumb. I don't really want to... I'll listen to you. Explain why you love it. But to me, it's just really stupid, man.
Because it's just two dudes wrestling in
their
underwear?
I don't know why it's stupid to me, but it is. Like, I'll watch a cheesy 80s flick any day. But wrestling is really cheesy and stupid, and it's just awful. Like, you sell yourself as a sporting event, but we all know it's fake.
It's staged. It's not
fake.
It's rehearsed.
Well, you know they all get together.
Well, I understand that they're selling it as something that it's not. And yes, I understand that, but
essentially, professional wrestling is a Broadway play for rednecks.
Yeah. Or manly men, like myself.
So rednecks.
Professional wrestling was one of those. I had an existential crisis one time when I was really high, and I thought maybe I am white trash because I love professional wrestling so much. But here's the reason.
What if deep down at my core I am white trash?
Okay, honestly.
Okay.
What's the most exposure have you had to professional wrestling? Like, what have you watched to say, you know what, this is really stupid?
What's the name of it? I watched the whole, arc. I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, apparently it has a name. Donald Trump.
Monday Night Raw. Oh, the hair versus hair match between Vince McMahon and Donald Trump.
Yeah, I watched that. That was my most... Hair versus hair was my most...
exposure.
Most exposure. When
WrestleMania 23.
When Vince McMahon does something, and then Donald Trump's fighter, I don't know his name.
It was Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley steps up, and Trump's like, no, you got your fight coming up. Let me handle this.
And he just pushes him down.
And steps up, and there's just a stare match.
You gotta admit that it's pretty entertaining. It's stupid as shit, but it's pretty entertaining.
That's why I watched it. Like, I came back the next Monday to watch that, and I was like, alright. Nope.
I'll admit some things about wrestling. One, Monday Night Raw is way too long. It's 3 hours. Way too long. I hardly sit through a 3-hour movie. Yes, it's very stupid, and it tries to pretend that it's got this mainstream exposure because in the 90s. I understand that. But here's why I love wrestling. And this is why you probably don't like it. Most of the time when people don't like wrestling, it's because they're at this age where they watch it and they understand how ridiculous it is and how stupid it is. That was your first exposure to it, right?
Yeah.
So you watched it, I want to say 2000...
I don't know the year, dude.
2007, probably. When WrestleMania 23 happened, probably about 2007. So that was 7 years ago. Which means you were 18 when this was happening.
Oh, so old.
Granted, I already knew at this age, because I knew at that age too that it was fake. But you gotta understand, I caught it when I was a kid. I was young. The Attitude Era was in full swing. So The Rock and Stone Cold, and I saw it and I was like, this is so cool. And then I found out later that it wasn't actually real. It was a staged thing. My dad told me. But still, it caught me at an age. I compare professional wrestling to superheroes, like Batman. I connect with Batman so much. He's my favorite superhero because I caught him at such a young age, was the right age to be like, I like this guy. I really want to follow more of him, and I catch on to him, and it was so intriguing to me. Now, Batman's story is a lot more interesting than a hair versus hair match, or
sometimes
a stretcher match, or a casket match, or a buried alive match. I understand that. But it caught me at the right age where I love it. Do I understand now that it's really fucking stupid? Absolutely. I watched the Royal Rumble and I was pissed. And I looked at myself and I'm like, dude, why are you so upset? It's wrestling. I posted tweets about it and then I looked at him and I posted a status on Facebook. I'm like, you are an adult now. You really think this should be your priority to talk about? I understand that they're stupid, but I still get chills when I see Macho Man Randy Savage, who's in the Hall of Fame now. It's just the characters. To me, it's the colorful characters. They're larger than life, and they let me forget about the really stupid stuff that happened in life. That's why I love wrestling.
That's why you love any form of media, like sports or acting.
That's what it is. It's really bad acting, but it's acting, Adam. So here's my challenge to you.
You cannot compare. That's my biggest thing.
Professional wrestling is acting.
No, my biggest. Okay.
It's terrible acting.
If you use the term loosely.
It is a performance art.
Oh, no, they consider it a sport.
It's sports entertainment.
So is Sports Center.
It's not it's a sport in the sense that it takes a lot of athletic ability. And
so does acting in general.
Not many people could do what they do. There's no way you and I can step in a ring and do anything what they do in the WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor. There's no way.
All right, tomorrow, please, let's do it.
We gotta build the fucking ring. Do you really have that much time?
Yeah.
That's pretty sad if you do. We're making YouTube videos. Clearly, we have time to make a ring. But what I'm saying is, it's very, very high-end performance art, dude. They gotta go out 300 days a year and do live events of what they do. Granted, it's not necessarily real, but they still take bumps. They still suffer a lot of injuries. There's still very painful form of performance.
Look, the whole thing is when you can't compare it to acting and you cannot compare it to sports, and that's the whole thing.
When they do, okay, go on.
The whole thing is they want to form it as sports, and hey, there's some acting too. We acknowledge that we're fake, but acting, no, because you once told me when people say, hey, it's fake, yeah, well, so is acting. People don't protest for days about a plot twist in a movie.
Yeah, but...
And your Rumble thing, people are still protesting now.
Hashtag cancel WWE Network. The thing is, though, these guys are themselves, but they're
not themselves.
They're not themselves in a way. They're just larger than life versions of themselves. It's like when Seth Rogen played Seth Rogen in This Is the End, or when James Franco played himself in This Is the End.
That's essentially wrestling too, because it's really bad acting. But go on.
Yeah, really? You taking shots at James Franco now? I thought you loved James Franco.
I love James Franco when he acts, but I hate that group. That group is the Happy Gilmore group of our generation.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
The Happy Madison group.
Thanks. Sorry.
Is the Happy Madison group of our generation. They haven't made a good movie since Click.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. Since Click, it's all went fucking downhill. But that's a different debate. My point is, you gotta take it what it is. Yes, wrestling is fucking stupid. But these are characters. These are people portraying these larger-than-life characters. CM Punk, my favorite wrestler for the longest time, was just an exaggerated version of himself. Which...
debatable.
He's Yeah, he's still a big asshole. Let's be honest.
He whines a lot more than he does.
Oh man,
He's-
I've watched some of his interviews in the UFC, and he gets pissed when people talk about wrestling. And he's like, "Well, I thought we were talking about UFC," and he's like, "They're like, you haven't fought a single bout in UFC yet. We're gonna be talking about wrestling, dude. Stop being a bitch." But CM Punk, if you're watching this, I still like you. I would buy. I'm thinking about buying one of your T-shirts and pro wrestling tees. They're great. My point is,
You fight David Frank, and then
my point
maybe I don't
is,
care.
I just want you to do one thing for me. If I give you one wrestling match, I have one wrestling match that I give you. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, watch it, dude.
And you sit down and watch it, and then you give me an overall score.
I really want to watch, actually, in all sincerity. I really want to watch the Stone Cold. Jesus Christ, I forget the last.
You can watch all three of the Stone Cold versus The Rock matches.
There you go.
Because they main evented 3 WrestleManias. I could give you all 3 of them. Because The Rock and Stone Cold were fucking electric.
Yeah, that's
And you love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Where did he get his charisma? WWE.
And that's the whole reason I want to watch those, because he even came out and said, I think this is the best rivalry of WWE.
It's by far, in my personal opinion, it is the best rivalry.
And he even
in the
said,
history.
I might be biased, but I kind of, because
I have the WWE Network, and I will put it on YouTube. Because you've never seen them, right?
No.
Your reactions to The Rock versus Stone Cold 1, 2, and 3, I will put them on YouTube. We will do this for the viewer, because I want to see your reactions of it. But let's just get right down to it. I will always love wrestling. You will never love wrestling.
It's not likely, no.
Not likely. But if I can get you to enjoy The Rock versus Stone Cold, will you at least respect it a little bit more?
Yeah.